So inside Substance Painter, I loaded up the dragon bust that I created inside of ZBrush and then converted inside of Maya and fixed inside of Maya, and then proceeded to block out and set up the substance scene as I've done before in many other videos. If you want to know how I actually got it from ZBrush into Substance, then why not consider grabbing the full-length video from my ArtStation website in the links description box below, as well as my Gumroad site as well. So once the model is loaded and I've baked the high poly detail onto the low poly detail, I then start to do some basic texture setup using a fill layer as a base material, and then add in extra fill layers on top of that within the texturing stage. As I've mentioned before in other videos, I prefer using this method because it's a non-destructible method rather than painting directly onto the model using a paintbrush or a paint layer inside a substance. This way I can control the color and any other aspects of that layer without having to repaint it using a paint layer. So the main inspiration for this character actually came from the Norse mythology of Fafnir and Sigrid. The basic synopsis of the story goes as such. The most famous Viking dragon story is that of Fafnir, a dwarf corrupted by greed who transformed into a greedy venomous worm, or dragon, to guard a cursed treasure. The hero Sigrid, or Sigurd, advised by Odin, killed Fafnir by stabbing him in his soft underbelly from underneath, eventually consuming the dragon's heart to gain wisdom. And so for the idea of this conceptual dragon, or demon dragon as it is previously named, actually came from the Fafnir idea that it was half human, half dragon, and had some sort of element of human feature to it. So I decided to create the face more humanistic than dragon. And you'll see in a minute when I start to use actual skin tones of human skin to put onto the face rather than have some sort of scaly texture. The skin texture I used came from Substance Painter, and as you can see, I'm just tweaking some of the values inside of there because it's a good baseline to start with, and also masking in just that particular area of the face. I then later on started to add extra color to the character's face to darken the eyes and hollow out the cheekbones as well, and also I added some red tint to the nasal area and around the mouth area as well later on. As you may have picked up from past Substance Painter tutorials or live streams, the curve map that comes with the model when you bake it does a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to something like a dragon or something with hard scale techniques. It's because you can get really good sort of look with the level effect to actually pinpoint exactly how you want the curvature map to work as a mask. And this will give you multiple uses with the curvature map inside of Substance Painter. So you don't have to just use it for one aspect. You can invert the mask, or you can change the level of the mask to get different effects for your scales. As you can see from the eyes, there is some baking issues around the rim of the eyes, and that's only because this is a conceptual piece, and so I wasn't too worried about the final bake being perfect and baking just around the eye area. But if I was to do it again and I was to do it for a proper project, then I would bake the eyes separately to get better results. And once again, when you have all your base textures down, then you can start to focus in on some of those finer details using different types of textures that you can import into Substance Painter, such as the circle or the spots texture that you can see right now, which is one that I use quite regularly in my Photoshop sort of time-lapse videos. But it also works really well for giving that sort of skin breakup, or if you wanted to, you could also add it to the scales. But you'll see as I go through this process that I'll start to use more and more different types of tileable textures from the internet to create different sort of breakup on the skin or on the surface of the scales. So at this point, I wanted to break up some of that red on the character a bit more, as I found it was being a bit too evenly sort of color along the sides of the character. So I decided to use a camo texture that comes with Substance, and also, scale it up quite a bit so that it can get quite noisy, and then change a couple of those parameters of the color on the camo texture to break up the surface of the scales. And you can see me doing some tests using the camo texture right there, and just different types of blending modes to get the required or what I wanted out of it. And once you put it onto a soft light there, you can see it kind of breaks up the monotony of that red, and it looks more like, or it looks a lot more organic, basically, on the character's skin. So one of the last things I did was to create a emissive light coming from the eyes. This was created using a fill layer and then masking out just around the iris section, and then turning on the emissive channel inside of that layer. And with that final stage done, the maps can then be exported out of Substance Painter, and the model and the textures can be implemented inside of Marmoset Toolbag. And then it's just a matter of plugging the textures into the correct material slots inside of Marmoset, and then playing around with the scene lighting and the sort of HDRIs to get the kind of render that you want out of it. Now, I'm not going to go through that with you guys. You guys can check that out on my live streams, one of the free live streams that I've created. I show you how I do that, or you can download, buy and download this long form video, and you'll be able to see it all done in real time. So I'll leave you now to enjoy the Marmoset Toolbag stage, and I'll be back at the end to give my conclusion to the project. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you could, please leave a like, share and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will be putting more of these types of videos up in the future, and I just want to say a big thank you to all my subscribers and members of the channel, as well as my Patreons. You guys have all helped to make this channel bigger and better than ever, so I just want to say a very big thank you to all of you. As I mentioned before, I will be making more of these types of videos, but maybe a different type of creature in the next one and not a dragon, so look out for that one coming in the near future. Thank you very much and take care. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that video and you want to see the full length version, then check out the description box below for my links to my ArtStation Gumroad site. Also, I just want to say a big thank you to all my members and subscribers for being members of the channel for so long. Take care.